Hi, I'm Stacey Hawkins, the Queen of Lean and Green from staciehawkins.com, and welcome back to another 10-minute to Lean and Green Nirvana. Today we're going to make a recipe out of my cookbook, the Lean and Green Low Carb Cookbook, which you can find on staciehawkinsshop.com, and it's got broken down in here for you all the leans, all the greens, and some really terrific recipes. Check it out and you can see how many people have said so many great things about it. So today we're going to make a recipe out of there. We're actually going to do a smoky cinnamon chipotle shrimp with some fire roasted tomatoes. And again, this is a quick 10-minute lean and green meal. I'm going to turn the pan on just to get it heated up and started, and to the pan I'm going to add 4 teaspoons of the Stacey Hawkins roasted garlic oil. I'm just going to drizzle this in, and again, this roasted garlic oil is going to give us a great basis of flavor for cooking. And we're using the roasted garlic oil to give us that extra flavor. And why 4 teaspoons? Yes, it sounds like a little bit of an odd quantity, but 1/4 of this recipe is a complete lean and green meal. So it will be 1 healthy fat condiment. And again, when you click on the link to the printout for this recipe, then you're gonna see all the lean and greens that are on there. So I'm gonna let this heat up, but I'm also going to drizzle the oil all the way around the pan here, just so it stays coating the bottom of the pan. And I'll grab my wooden spoon. And we'll let that heat up. To my hot oil, I'm going to add the onions. This recipe actually calls for 1 cup of scallions, but I don't have scallions and I couldn't find them in the grocery store that looked any good today, so I'm using a 1/2 cup of onions instead. All right, so these, cook them about 1 minute or so until they're nice and translucent, just as we see here. And now, to this, I'm going to add 1.5 pounds of, these happen to be wild-caught Gulf shrimp. And these are a little bit on the larger side. As you can see, they actually start out gray. They are raw. I did go ahead and take the tails off first because that does make it a little bit easier for them. When you go to eat them, the last thing you want to do is crunch on shrimp. And I'm going to smush these out here into 1 layer. I should just say kind of push them out, not necessarily smush them. And I'm going to cook them for just 1 minute on each side until they're nice and opaque. After the shrimp have been flipped and they're nice and pink, to this I'm going to add 1 cup of canned diced tomatoes. And I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of the Stacey Hawkins cinnamon chipotle seasoning. So the cinnamon chipotle, and again, I'll remind you, 1 tablespoon is 1 capful. I'm gonna mix that, spread it over my tomatoes there, and stir this all together. So the cinnamon chipotle is sweet and it's smoky, it's a little luscious. All you need to do is really heat these tomatoes and release the warm aromatic flavors of the cinnamon chipotle, and then these are done. So really you're just going to cook it for about another 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can add your favorite garnishes. And I have 2 that I recommend for this. 1 that I'm going to add and then 1 that I'm going to omit. I've got some fresh chopped cilantro here that I'm going to put on. Some people either love cilantro or they absolutely hate it. And then if you wanted to, you could add a little fresh lime to this as well. Just 1/2 of a fresh lime squeezed over top will make this pop with just a little bit more citrus flavor. Again, you know, it was one of those things, I thought I had a lime in the fridge and I didn't, so we're going limeless tonight. And that's the nice thing about this, is there's enough flavor, you can either put it on or not put it on. It's that basic. And believe it or not, with that, dinner is done. I've got some broccoli that I'm steaming here that I'm gonna serve with this to make my lean and green meal, but in less than 10 minutes, we have this delicious, smoky shrimp and tomato dish. It's a fabulous lean and green meal that you can find on www.staciehawkins.com/recipes. For this and more recipes and all the products that you need, visit us online. Follow me on Facebook at The Stacey Hawkins, and of course we're on Pinterest as well. I'm Stacey Hawkins, the Queen of Lean and Green. Have a great night.